In today's show, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 key factors why the Bitcoin price exploded to $9.4 thousand overnight. That's right, Bitcoin price soared from $7,700 to $9,500 in 24 hours, mainly driven by 3 key factors that triggered the short-term rally. I'll be breaking this down for you in today's show, taking a look at this tweet from the moon. Not very surprising that all altcoins completely collapsed today against Bitcoin. When will people realize that altcoins are just cheap copies of Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the only true decentralized blockchain that has a higher hash rate than all the top altcoins combined. We'll be breaking this down in today's show. Also, in today's show, the Bitcoin halving just 12 days out. Are the stars aligning for the next BTC bull run? I think so. I'll be giving you the full scoop here in today's show. As you can see, we have 12 days, 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 15 seconds remaining to the estimated date for the Bitcoin halving, set to be May 12th. Also, in today's show, we'll be taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As you can see, Bitcoin's still up about 9% for the day. Most of the altcoins are also in the green. Where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And before we kick off today's show, if interested in learning from America's #1 investor, Teeka Tiwari, the Wall Street legend who picked Apple in 2003 and Bitcoin in 2016, as he shares his #1 pick for the 2020s, they're calling it the investment of the decade. Right now, there is a mad rush in corporate America. It involves Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. They're all betting on a new technology that the World Economic Forum projects will soar 295,000% over the next 7 years. But it's not AI, the Internet of Things, or 5G. To discover what it is, click the link right below this video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's dive right into today's top story of the day. Very exciting times for Bitcoin in the crypto market, to say the least. The Bitcoin price increased from $7,700 to $9,500 overnight, increasing by 23% according to CoinMarketCap in less than 24 hours. The 3 main factors that catalyzed Bitcoin's recent rally are record high spot exchange volume, a breakout above historical resistance levels, and a noticeable rise in the institutional demand. Yeah, spot exchanges drove Bitcoin to 9,500, not the futures market, as many would think. In crypto, the term spot exchange refers to a platform that facilitates fiat to crypto trades. On Binance and Coinbase, for instance, users can trade Bitcoin with USD or stablecoins like Tether, USDT, without leverage. Volumes coming from spot exchanges are not inflated by leverage or borrowed capital. Spot volumes typically demonstrate authentic retail demand, and they often increase during an accumulation phase. Unlike past rallies, the recent upsurge of Bitcoin was primarily led by spot volumes. Binance and Coinbase saw record high volumes, as shared by Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao. Taking a look at this tweet here, he wrote, "Wow, $12 billion. That's right. 12.5 billion in volume within 24 hours. They're the leading exchange in the world." The demand for Bitcoin on Coinbase reached a point where the exchange could no longer handle user activity for a temporary period. All the while, the open interest of Bitcoin futures on BitMEX stayed below 500 million. The open interest of Bitcoin and BitMEX, which refers to the total amount of short and long contracts open in the market, remained above 1 billion in February of 2020, which is earlier this year. The relatively low volume of Bitcoin on futures exchanges and the dominance of spot platform indicate that the upsurge from 7,700 to 9,500 was organic. So this is a legitimate bullish sign for Bitcoin, obviously, to pump like this. Now, historical BTC levels were broken with ease, according to a crypto trader known as Benjamin Bluntz. My man, the Bitcoin price broke all major historical resistance levels when it first surpassed $8,000. The 100-day and 200-day daily moving averages and the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level were all broken simultaneously, and I shared this in yesterday's episode. That was Tone Vays' analysis. He said we needed to break this triple resistance point, which was 8,000, and we ended up climbing just as he predicted. So as you can see right here, we broke all these critical resistances. And there it is, the test of the 0.618 Fibonacci, the 100 and the 200 daily moving averages, all in one fell swoop. Blunt said, question is, what happens from there? When Bitcoin surpasses important resistance areas without any pullback, it indicates that a stronger upside movement awaits. Consequently, when Bitcoin first hit 8K, it went up to as high as 9,000 so swiftly. So that's why it happened so fast. Institutional demand acted as a safety net. In the first quarter of 2020, the key narrative around Bitcoin was the accumulation of Bitcoin by institutional investors. The quarterly report of Grayscale, which operates the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, said that 88% of investments came from institutions. In the same period, the assets under management, AUM, of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust just hit $3 billion, according to its CEO, Barry Silbert, who said 88% of inflows this quarter came from institutional investors, the overwhelming majority of which were hedge funds, said the investment firm. As we can see right here on the screen in the graph, Grayscale cumulative inflows by product for quarter one of 2020, and it shows a total of $503.7 million. And you can see it increasing and increasing, which is definitely a bullish sign. The gradual increase of inflow and capital into institutional products of Grayscale since January of 2020 indicates that institutions consistently invested in Bitcoin throughout the first quarter, a significant increase in organic retail demand, resulting in surging spot volume. The breach of key resistance levels and the accumulation of institutions created a perfect storm for Bitcoin ahead of the halving, pushing it above $9,000. All right, now for our next story of the day, which we're going to be talking about Bitcoin's halving. Are the stars aligning for the next Bitcoin bull run? I think so. But first, let's take a look at this tweet from the Moon Carl. Not very surprising that all altcoins completely collapsed today against Bitcoin. When will people realize that altcoins are just cheap copies of Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the only true decentralized blockchain and has a higher hash rate than all the top altcoins combined. Fear responded to Carl asking, "Did you ever sleep, Carl?" And the Moon responded, "Not when Bitcoin is pumping." Now, how many of you could relate to the Moon Carl? I know I can. I didn't get much sleep last night, and that's because the market was so freaking bullish. I couldn't wait to see how high Bitcoin was going to climb, and we climbed to about that $9,500 mark until dropping back down to where we're currently at, which is $8,931. Bitcoin is still up 9.7% for the day, so not too shabby. And as you can see, most of the major altcoins are also in the green. Ethereum up 2.7%, trading at $213. XRP up 0.18%, trading at 22 cents. Miss Litecoin up 1.2%, trading at $47. We have Link up 0.5%, trading at $3.77. BNB up 2.4%, trading at $17. EOS up 1%, trading at $2.89. Bitcoin Cash up 1.7%, trading at $256. And Satoshi Vision up 4%, trading at $210. But as you can clearly see, Bitcoin is the king and the leader. And now checking out the exchanges, you can see Binance, $17 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. This is the highest I've ever seen it, up 208%. Holy moly. BitMEX up 223% for the day with almost $8 billion in volume. OKEX up 136% for the day with $6.9 billion in volume. As you can see, most all the major exchanges are pumping in crypto volume, which is definitely a bullish sign for Bitcoin. And now for our next story of the day. Bitcoin's halving. Are the stars aligning for the next Bitcoin bull run? Could it ever be a good thing to have your salary cut in half? Well, if you ask a Bitcoin miner, and your answer might as well be a resounding yes, Yes, indeed. The spotlight is on Bitcoin once again as people, traders, and investors look to see how the asset will be perceived and move in the coming months during this global health crisis. Every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that's rewarded to miners is automatically chopped in half by a samurai named Satoshi Nakamoto. Bake this into the very heart of the Bitcoin protocol, starting at 50 Bitcoins per block for the first 210,000 blocks. However, having passed through the two halving events, the reward is down to 12.5 Bitcoins per block. And in a few days' time, in a week and a half, around the middle of May, the Bitcoin reward will halve again to 6.25 Bitcoins per block. This means that Bitcoin miners are literally about to have their incomes slashed by 50%. On the face of it, this looks bad for Bitcoin. Less money flowing through the system potentially means fewer miners can stay afloat, and that means less hash power securing the system. But Satoshi was brilliant in understanding that while less Bitcoin was going into the hands of the miners, Bitcoin would also become more scarce. That scarcity factor built in. You gotta love it. If there's less Bitcoin as an available asset on the market to satisfy the demand, the price of Bitcoin will go up, potentially offsetting the reduction in rewards. And history has shown us this is precisely what has happened. So far, it has all gone to plan, as with each of the two previous halving events, the price of Bitcoin has risen significantly after the initial shock of the market subsided. At the first halving, the price went from $11 per Bitcoin to over $1,100 per Bitcoin a year later. Then in 2016, Bitcoin went from $600 to over $20,000 by the end of 2017. So I want to point this out. 1 year after the halving itself is when we typically see the height of the bull run in the market, and that's when we've seen in the past Bitcoin reach new all-time highs. Is it the only catalyst that pushes the price in this direction? Certainly not. But is it a major factor? Absolutely, yes. The rules of supply and demand would suggest it is. It is also important to consider the psychological factors at play here. Miners know the halving is coming, so they can squirrel away funds and help them survive through meager times, only to reemerge into the promised land of the $100,000 per Bitcoin price level only 1 or 2 years later. That's right, Bitcoin has all the potential in the world to hit $100,000, even as high as $288,000, according to the new stock to flow model, which I broke down for you in a previous episode. Then there's the expectations of the wider market itself. Could the halving be a self-fulfilling prophecy, promoting everyone to pile in, expecting the giddy heights of 6 digits? Narratives in the world, the blockchain act like the Force in Star Wars. May the Force be with you. They mysteriously move and shape the market, and in terms of the halving, the Force is strong with this one. You can say that again. There are those, however, who suggest that the event is priced in. I do not agree with this whatsoever. I do not feel that the price of the Bitcoin halving is priced into Bitcoin right now. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, as it's known so far in advance and the market can prepare for it as if the market were akin to some kind of well-organized military parade. Let's not give the market more respect than it's due, especially considering that some of the coins popping up in the top 10 lists should have disappeared long ago. They shall stay nameless here, but there are at least 3 coins I'd say were either simply clones of other people's hard work, entirely centralized or hailed from such fraudulent beginnings. Maybe they're talking about Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, just my 2 Satoshis, that they should be consigned to far lower rungs on the index ladder. Further, even if the market were perfectly in sync with future events, it says nothing about Bitcoin's ability to still appreciate in value, lest we forget how early we still are in terms of adoption. So in the short term, you couldn't be blamed for getting just a little excited about what's to come. I know I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Many will be keeping their eyes firmly on the charts as we approach 3 to 6 months after the halving. Will we see a third parabolic rise in price? Personally, I don't see why we wouldn't, especially with all the demand in the market from institutions combined with the fact of the scarcity of the Bitcoin halving. It's almost as if the Bitcoin protocol knows it's hard to find a higher price floor in order to keep supplying its miners with expensive enough Bitcoin to keep the lights on and continue keeping Bitcoin secure. But does this beg the question, what if It doesn't. It's a good question, at least to ask. Could the halving mechanism be the protocol's Achilles heel? Certainly, there are many in the inflationary protocol camp who believe that in order to have a thriving mining community, the protocol should reward miners indefinitely without halving the supply every 4 years. Alas, to know which camp is correct will take decades to play out. So for now, it will be swept under the carpet, and instead, everyone will simply start placing their bets on Bitcoin's next move. Have you placed your bet yet? Are you longing or shorting Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's check out the Bitcoin block reward halving countdown. 12 days, 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 50 seconds remaining to the estimated date for the Bitcoin halving, set to be May 12th at this time. This date could change because it's all dependent upon the block reward, but at this time, it's set to be May 12th. I'm very bullish leading into this halving. I expect Bitcoin to continue to rise, and I expect the true effects to occur after the halving, just as it has in the past. In 2012, we saw the height of the market. In 2013, a year after the halving, and in 2016, after the halving, we saw Bitcoin climb to a new all-time high of $20,000. I would not be surprised if Bitcoin tests a new all-time high this year and dwarfs the previous one, making it look like child's play. What do you think will happen? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market cap, we're sitting at $250 billion even at the moment, with $250 billion plus 252 million to be exact in volume in the past 24 hours. It's not that common that you see the volume surpass the total market cap itself. Holy moly. And the Bitcoin dominance has been on the climb. I think yesterday it was like 63.5%, possibly 64 when I did the show in the morning. And today, 24 hours later, it's 65.6%. So the Bitcoin dominance has been on the climb. And taking a look at the top gainers within the top 100, we can see Sia Coin up 30%, trading at 0.002. Omnis Go up 13%, trading at 76 cents. Hyperon up 13%, trading at 28 cents. Monocoin up 11%, trading at $1.42. OKB up 11%, trading at $5.58. And Bitcoin up 10.8%, trading at $8,944. And now taking a look at the biggest losers, we have Unibright down 11%, trading at 32 cents. ABBC coin down 4%, trading at 11 cents. Steam down 4%, trading at 18 cents. Engine coin down 3.8%, trading at 13.6 cents. Hive down 3.4%, trading at 43 cents. And Seal down 2%, trading at 8 cents. And now checking out the BitMEX margins, we can see the bulls are still dominating, leading with 262 million in superiority in the last 24 hours, with longs leading 51.96% versus 48.04% shorts. Are you currently bullish or bearish? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. It shows we're currently rated a 44 in fear. Yesterday was a 26 in fear. Last week a 24 in extreme fear. And last month a 12 in extreme fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. And I want to encourage you to check out the description right below this video by clicking show more in the description right down below for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 400 plus videos right here on my channel. Also includes some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. This allows you to download the latest episode of the show every day in MP3 format, so you can listen to it on your way to work or when you're out and about, on the go, working out, doing your thing. Also, be sure to subscribe on YouTube if you haven't yet already done so. It helps out the show tremendously. Also, any podcasting platform you're active on, including Apple's iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. Be sure to support the show. It's greatly appreciated. You can also follow us on Crypto Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes, or you can just click the link here in the description. Also, you can join our private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. There's over 17,000 strong from all over the world a part of this group. All you need to do is click this link, request to join, and I'll be sure to plug you in. And I also have a private crypto Telegram chat. To become a part of this, simply click this link specifically from a mobile device and you'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you on the inside. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto revolution. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And real quick before I go, if interested in learning from America's #1 investor, Teeka Tiwari, the Wall Street legend who picked Apple in 2003 and Bitcoin in 2016 as he shares his #1 pick for the 2020s, they're calling it the investment of the decade. Right now, there is a mad rush in corporate America. It involves Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. They're all betting on a new technology that the World Economic Forum projects will soar a whopping 295,000% over the next 7 years. But it's not AI, the Internet of Things, or 5G. To discover what it is, click the link right below this video in the description. It'll take you here to watch this exclusive presentation with the one and only Teeka Tiwari. So check it out, and I look forward to catching you in the next episode. Peace.